Well, hey there, I'm Emma from English. Today, we're going to bust out some awesome phrases using keep. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is a really common English verb, but we're going to focus on accuracy today, using these phrases correctly. So we'll practice some common collocations, words that are often used together with keep. And if you're wondering why that's a good idea, it's a good idea to practice words together, well, because learning words together in chunks is going to help you to sound more natural when you speak. You'll be using words exactly as native speakers do when they speak, not as Google Translate tells you to, which often sounds really unnatural and strange. So everybody keep calm, stay focused. You're about to learn 15 common collocations with keep. Now the verb keep has two main uses. Firstly, we use it to explain that we have or we retain possession of something. And that's why it's often used with the noun secret or promise. So you need to retain possession of that secret, right? And not share it with anyone else. My friend just told me that she's pregnant, but she doesn't want anyone else to know yet. I don't know how I'll keep it a secret. Or we can say, I don't know how I'll keep her secret. You said you'd arrive by Monday. I just hope that you can keep your promise. We need you here. We also keep something safe. And this means to look after it, right? To look after something. When I was back home in Melbourne over Christmas, my mum pulled out my primary school uniform. She'd been keeping it safe all these years. I had no idea. Keep it somewhere safe so you know where to find it when you need it. Do you have something that you're keeping safe right now? See if you can use this expression and write a sentence about it in the comments below. What about keep in mind, which has quite a literal meaning, you know? You keep something in your mind, you remember it, right? Until you need it. So when you get some helpful advice from someone, you can say, thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Keep in mind that there are 5 vegetarians coming for dinner, so we may need to prepare their meals separately. Hopefully you keep a few of these expressions in mind so that you can use them later. Keep can also mean to remain in a certain condition or position, which is why we always say keep quiet, remain quiet. Ben kept quiet while she explained what had happened. And keep away. Keep away means to stay or remain at that distance. Keep away from the sand dunes. There's snakes in there. Now, if you're advising someone or you're warning them, you can use keep your distance. When the monkeys started fighting, the ranger told us to keep our distance. And of course, you can tell someone that you want to remain in contact with them by saying, keep in touch. Keep in touch. Now, this is usually with someone who you don't see very often, and as you're leaving, you might say, well, it was great bumping into you. Let's keep in touch. I shared a few extra examples about that expression up here in this video, so you can check it out later. Keep up or keep up with is a really handy phrasal verb, especially if you're falling behind. And there's a couple of meanings. You can use it when you're falling behind in your understanding. It's really hard to keep up with native speakers when they speak at natural pace. Or if you're walking with someone who's really slow, you might say, come on, keep up. They're physically far behind, so you can use keep up in a physical sense as well. Okay, so there are a heap of expressions using keep that we use to help get organized and stay informed. We keep track of things, we keep tabs on stuff, we keep people posted, and we keep up to date. These are just a few. So let's take a look at a few examples. To keep track of something has Two different meanings, actually, depending on whether that something is a physical object or it's information. If it's a physical object, then keeping track of it means that you know where it is. I'm sorry, I am listening to you. I'm just trying to keep track of where my kids have gone. Now, if you're not talking about a physical thing, like your kids, then keeping track of it means that you're staying informed. You've got up-to-date information and it's really clear in your mind. I use Google Calendar to keep track of all of my appointments and meetings. Is there anything in your life that you find difficult to keep track of? Let me know about it in the comments. Hey, a super quick reminder to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have subscribed, then let me know in the comments, because I like to keep track of who my regular students are. To keep tabs on someone or something, it's similar to keeping track of them, but it means to watch something or someone carefully, to monitor their activity, to keep an eye on things. I try to keep tabs on my bank account so that I don't spend too much. If you're anything like me, you like to feel organized and you like to have everything under control. Is that what you're like? Anyway, we can use keep with on top of to say exactly that. I like to keep on top of things. Most often, it's used in this really general way with things. But you can make it a little bit more specific by saying something like, I like to keep on top of all my admin tasks at work. I do a little bit every day. So as I said earlier, we use keep in expressions when we want to have all of the information about something. For example, we like to keep up to date, don't we? Some people read the news every morning to keep up to date with world affairs. Do you like to keep up to date with world affairs? I do, but I don't read the news every day. Most of the time, the stories feel like they're quite negative, all of the negative things from around the world, and I start feeling really depressed. But I have a friend who's a journalist, and she usually keeps me posted if there are any major stories breaking. Now, you can use this expression when you're letting someone know that you'll give them updated information as soon as you receive it. That sounds a little bit formal, right? But this expression can actually be used all of the time. If you're trying to organize dinner with friends and one of them may need to work late or they can't get a babysitter and they're unsure if they can come, you could say, no worries, but keep me posted. I may need to change our booking. A more formal way of saying this exact same thing is keep me informed. So this expression is more appropriate in the workplace and it's a little too formal to use with friends. Talking about a product order for the clothing company that you work for, you might say to your boss, I'll make sure that you're kept informed if there are any substantial changes to the shipment or the delivery dates. So you're letting your boss know that you can deal with the problem, but you'll definitely update them and share important information with them. So did you keep up with me all the way through this video? I hope so. If not, never mind. The brilliant thing about all of my lessons here on YouTube is that you can go back and watch them again at any time. In fact, you can even go back and slow down or increase the speed of the video, which is super cool. Now that we've been through 15 expressions, I'm setting you a little bit of homework. I want you to try and use 5 of these expressions together in a comment below this video. So let me see that you're using them in ways that are meaningful to you. It's the best way to try and remember these expressions, and make them relevant to you. How can you use them to talk about your daily life? Now, if you get in early, I'll be down there giving feedback and checking that you're using all of those expressions correctly. If you're ready right now to keep going, then head into this lesson right here, and I'll meet you in there. See you soon.